It's time to talk about Instagram sales and how to actually make money just using the platform Instagram. If you don't know who I am, my name is Sienna Kropishki, and I am a biblical sales coach or a Christian sales coach, which means that I help Christian business owners learn how to increase their revenue and scale in their businesses. With that being said, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so I can keep bringing you all the goods and all the tips and tricks on how to increase your sales and grow your business, which is what you are really here for. Let's talk about how to make sales from Instagram. So I wanted to say this. I have been in business for 5 years now. I have helped a significant amount, I don't even know how many, clients grow to 6 figures, more, some less, just depending on their goals. And one thing that I have always used for myself is Instagram. One thing that most of my clients have used in the past, and what I have taught them how to use, is also Instagram for sales. Instagram is really, really great, especially if you're a service-based business, but even so, I think even better for product-based business owners. And here's the number one thing that I will tell you. You have to have a solid strategy. You need to know exactly what you're going onto Instagram to do. Otherwise, you're gonna end up like a zombie, scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and consistently scrolling to a point where you're never gonna get anything done. So you may say, Sienna, okay, great. What do I need to do? That is why we're here today. So the very first thing that I want you to do, if you are trying to make sales directly from Instagram, the first thing that you need to do is you need to optimize your Instagram profile account. Now, I talk about this in another video, right? And every step that I'm going to teach in this video today, there is another video that shows you step by step how to do. But I want to make sure you know the layout of how to make Instagram sales in this video. I want to make sure that you know exactly what actions to take on a daily basis by the time you hop off this video, so you are never confused on how to make sales ever again. Like, if you just need the step by step on how to set it up, how to do certain things, go watch those other videos. But in this video, I'm going to teach you how to put it all together to make a cohesive strategy. So the first thing that you're going to want to make sure that you do is that you optimize your bio. We need to know who you are. We need to know what you do. We need to know, going to your Instagram page, exactly how we can pay you. If I hop onto your Instagram page, and I'm telling you this right now, if I hop onto your Instagram page and I don't know how to give you my credit card or my debit, I don't use credit, how to give you my debit card information, and there is nowhere for me to put in my information, then you have just lost a sale. And that is why it is so incredibly important that your bio is optimized. Not only do people need to know how to pay you, but they need to be able to understand what it is that you do in the first place. So this way they know whether or not hiring you is worth it. The second thing that you're going to need to do after you've optimized your bio is you need to optimize your highlights. There are people who need to do research before they buy from you, right? They don't just want to hop on a call with you or give you their money. They need to do research. And so we talk about things like featured videos, right? The featured post section, your highlight section. These are areas where people are going to really be able to do their research in a very quick 1, 2, 3 kind of method. If I can't just hop onto your Instagram page and get the information that I need, it is going to be extremely, extremely difficult for me to want to pay you, for me to click on the credit card details that you have, that you made sure that was up in step number 1, right? So in step number 2, I need to be able to understand what it is that you do specifically. How do you do it? What kind of reviews do you have? Testimonials do you have? Those are the types of things that I need to understand that come directly from your highlight section of your Instagram page. Next, what do you do next? You may be saying, okay, Sienna, so I got my highlights all situated. I know exactly what to do. I know exactly how to optimize my bio. Now what do I do? Well, now you post content. You want to post content that is going to teach your audience more. You want to post content that's entertaining, right? We can make a whole content video. This is not the place or the space for that. But you really want to make sure that your content aligns with what it is that you are helping your audience with. When you show up and you make content, and we can see that you're making content and you're posting content at least once a day, Monday through Friday, then that's all that matters. You do not need to post content 3 times a day. You do not need to post content, one reel, one static, I've seen people do it all. Don't waste your time doing that. None of my clients do that. And I think the biggest thing that I have seen with my 6-figure entrepreneurs and clients that go on to making these types of numbers is they really try to simplify their system and their processes, right? You don't need to post 3-6 times a day in order to see sales. And honestly, if you didn't even want to post once a day, Monday through Friday, you just want to post 2 times a week or 3 times a week, you can do that too successfully as long as you're posting a very specific type of content, which we are going to cover in another video. So you want to make sure you're posting content minimum 2 times a week. I feel like you shouldn't go any lower than that. But a minimum, you want to post your content on your story, on your feed, at least 2 times a week. You could choose Monday and Wednesday if you want. You could choose Thursday and Friday if you want. But at a minimum, you should be posting content twice a week. Now, if you want to post more, you want to post once a day, Monday through Friday, or 7 days a week, do whatever you want to do. Personally, I don't post on weekends. And I want to give you one reason why I don't post on weekends before we go into the next tip here and part of the strategy that you need to be doing every day to see sales on Instagram. And that one tip is if I posted on Saturdays and Sundays in my business, you would think incoherently, if you were just a person scrolling on social media, you would think that I'm available on Saturdays and Sundays. But I'm not. I'm not available. I'm not able to hop on a call. I'm not able to talk in my DMs. In fact, Saturdays are the days that I use as a Sabbath. Those are my days to spend with God. Now, that is my personal thing between me and Jesus, and those are my time. That's my time to be with the Father. And so I'm not going to work with, it's not happening. And I don't want anyone thinking that I'm available. Even and especially in my containers, I don't want clients to reach out to me on weekends. And that's why in my contracts and on my website, I clearly state my hours of operation. Why? I'm a busy mom. I'm a homeschooling mom. I'm a military spouse. And I have multiple streams of income besides just my coaching business. And I want to make sure that when I'm available, that I give everything that I have to my clients. And that's that. I'm not available on weekends. And if I started posting on weekends, people would believe that I am able to communicate and talk to them on a weekend. And I'm not. I'm not. And Sundays are my days to go to church, to spend time with my family, and to just overall another day of rest. So I have a double rest kind of going on, and I love it that way. I enjoy it that way. And that is just the way that I've designed my life to be. With that being said, work-life balance is important. So if you are going to be burned out, please, I beg of you, post at a reasonable amount that is best for you, for your business, and for your health. You have to come before your business ever does. And when you start to prioritize yourself and prioritize the business after you prioritize yourself, you're going to start to see a significant amount of sales. I like to tell people the story about how I made my very first highest income month area. I remember when I first started my business, how I was stuck at $2,000 months in my business. And I really wanted to hit $10,000 months in my business. And I just believed it. And I invested in a program that helps women hit $10,000 months in their business. And this was, years ago. And when I hit my highest income month, you know why I hit my highest income month? It wasn't because I was working 24/7. In fact, when I was working 24/7, I was only making $2,000 a month. But when I started to prioritize myself is when I was making more. I went from $2,000 a month in 30 days of prioritizing myself to $11,000 a month in revenue in my business. How I did that? Well, I hopped on a call with my mindset coach, and she said, what's going on? Do you have a routine? You need to have a routine. And I was like, I don't have a routine. I don't have one. And she said to me, what makes you happy? Find that joy in your life. Just find joy in your life and you'll hit $10,000 months. And I was like, what? Joy in my life is going to help me hit $10,000 months. But the truth is that it did. So here's what happened. I was making $2,000 a month in my business, and I invested in this program. And none of the strategies helped me hit $10,000. Well, I went to hit 11, but none of the strategies helped me reach that. What helped me reach that was adding joy into my life. I decided at this point, I think it was a summer or close to May, June, something like that, almost summer. And I put my baby in the stroller and I walked and I walked and I walked and I listened to uplifting music, and I proclaimed life over myself. I said, this is going to happen for me. And you know what started to happen in my business is I was doing the same actions I was doing when I was only making $2,000 a month. The difference was I was working less because I was prioritizing myself more. I was happier because I had a whole morning routine kind of going. I was walking, I was listening to my positive music, my positive everything, right? I was getting it. I was in my zone of genius in that moment, like just enjoying life. And every day when I came into the driveway and I came back home and I came into the driveway with my stroller, I would get a notification, discovery call. Another notification, discovery call. Another notification. Someone is interested. Someone is interested. Someone's interested. Before I knew it, within 30 days, my business went from $2,000 a month in revenue to $11,000 a month in revenue. And it didn't stop there. So if you are thinking, well, I'm just going to post every single day and I'm going to make all the sales in the world, I want to challenge you with a different type of thinking based on my own personal experience. And that is, as cliche as this may sound, to really and truly get a little bit more personal with yourself. Become happier. Find joy in your life. Pick up a hobby. Create a morning routine. And go from there. These are the things that are going to bring in the sales. The strategy will help. But the mindset, the happiness, the fulfillment, that is what's really going to help you bring in the sales. That is what tells God that you are ready to receiving, because you have gratitude and you are excited about what you already have. The Bible says, he who can trust with a little, he can trust with a lot. Be grateful for what you have. I started to express gratitude every day as a part of my routine, and it just became so powerful and so amazing that I had that time to do that. Just me and the world. Well, not the world, me and God. Just me and the Lord. So, with that being said, let's move on to our next step. And our next step is, with you posting content and you kind of figuring out what makes sense for you and how often you want to post content, it is now time to make sure that you're posting every day. This one is a non-negotiable. This one is a Monday through Friday kind of thing. You don't need to do this on weekends. I don't do this on weekends. But you do need to prioritize Monday through Friday selling in your stories. I have an entire video on how to sell in your stories. How to sell in your stories that is going to lead to actual sales, growth, revenue, all of it. Go check out that video. In the meantime, right now, right here, I want to share that this is your strategy. You want to make sure that you are posting consistently on your feed, whether that is 2 times a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week, 5 times a week, or 6 times a week. It doesn't matter. Get consistent. Have a very consistent schedule. If you decide Mondays and Wednesdays, then make sure every Monday and every Wednesday that you are posting on your feed. The second aspect is that you need to be selling in your stories Monday through Friday, whether you've posted for the day or you haven't. This is my daily to-do list Monday through Friday, because I post content Monday through Friday. If you don't, this may look a little bit different. You're going to want to tweak this a little bit. But my daily to-do list is, number 1, I post what we call a soft selling story on my Instagram stories. This is where I talk about what I'm doing in my business, but I do not offer a place for the person to buy or interact or even encourage them to want to purchase from me. I'm just talking about my story, my business. So for example, every day in Consecration Academy, Monday through Friday, we have a prayer call that is at 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. These are optional, but they exist. Why do they exist? Because prayer is important. It is the foundation of which my entire business and all of my clients' businesses are set on, because I am a Christian entrepreneur. I'm a Christian business coach. And so with that being said, we pray every day, Monday through Friday. And so when we pray, I like to go on my stories and talk about it. If God gave me a download for the day, I will go into my Instagram stories and share what my download was from the Lord during prayer today. And that is called soft selling. I am talking about my business, but I'm not selling anything. The next thing that I will do is once I post my content, I will make sure to press share to story, and I will share it to my stories. I don't believe in covering it up. This isn't 2005. I just leave it there, and I write something on it that says why that person should go and view it. Then the next thing that I post on my stories is I post my hard sell. This is where I'm directly saying, this is how we can work together. Here's a link, or DM me this word, or click on this if you're interested. Again, the full strategy for that is in a completely different video. But in this video, we are just talking about the overarching theme for how to make money from Instagram, right? And so if you're posting in your stories. The other thing is that you need to make sure that your audience, this is the last and final step, you need to make sure that your audience is filled up with people who are going to buy from you. What I see a lot of times with brand new business owners or business owners who have been struggling to make sales on Instagram, it's not because they have less than 10,000 followers. I have less than 10,000 followers. In fact, when I hit $11,000 months in my business for the first time, I think I only had 200 followers, 250 followers max. Like, your number of followers don't matter, especially if, in order from back then for me to hit $11,000 months, I only needed, I think, 4 clients. So if I have 250 people following me and I only need 4 of them to convert, that is a lot of extra people, right? I don't need thousands and thousands and thousands of followers. What I need are the right followers, the right people, the correct community. And so you want to make sure that your audience isn't a majority of friends and family who are never going to buy from you in the first place. You want to make sure that your audience is instead made up of people who are going to buy from you. Who is your ideal client? You need to be doing inbound and outbound engagement to figuring out who your ideal client is and adding those people to your following count. Inbound and outbound engagement is important. Inbound engagement is engaging with people who already follow you and commenting on their posts, but you're not commenting things like, that's great, or so cool, or congratulations. You're commenting something meaningful. Usually 2 to 3 sentences, 2 to 3 sentences minimum, right? Minimum. Something where you guys can have an open dialogue, or you're commenting on their stories and you're asking questions about things, right? If they have a dog, you may not even recognize that this is a great way to make sales. If they have a dog, you might say, hey, what's your dog's name? Or, oh, that's so cool. Like, did you get your dog from a shelter? Like, what is the story on how you, whatever, right? Having real and raw conversations as a human and not a business owner. That is where the sales comes in. That is where the personality comes in. That is where you're going to see your 6 figures. So you want to make sure that you are engaging. Now, one thing to keep in mind, if you are posting on your stories Monday through Friday and you are engaging about something random, it has nothing to do with your business, which I recommend the majority of your conversations should be about other things, right? That's how I've made most of my clients. I don't go in and I don't ask them questions about their business or like, is your business succeeding? Like, if you followed me right now, I'm not going to ask you that. If you decide you want to work with me, at that point, yeah, I'm going to ask you questions about your business because I need to know. But if you had just followed me, this is not a time for me to be invasive. This is a time instead for me to get to know you as a person, because you're a person before you're a business owner. And I know that all too well. And I personally don't want to be treated like a lead or another number. And neither do your potential clients. Neither do your followers. Get to know them on a human-to-human level. I always share a story about how important it is to get to know your people. I remember having just the most random conversations with people. Things like air fryers, dogs, kids. I have kids, right? Different types of things. I remember just talking about these things with other people and then having them inquire about my services. Because why? Because I talk about my services in my stories. I am not selling in my DMs directly. I'm not reaching out to someone and being like, hey, do you want to buy? Hey, do you want to buy? Hey, are you interested? I'm not doing that. We've walked away from that in 2006. Okay? We've walked away from that like years ago. And so now it is time for us to really and truly get to the meat and potatoes. It doesn't matter if you're having random conversations with people. get to know them. And through getting to know them, through having conversations with them in the DMs about random life, everyday things, Instagram, the algorithm, will automatically show your stories to them. So if they are interested, they will tell you themselves, and you'll be able to make sales that way without pressure, without overly communicating, without cold pitching or cold selling in the DMs. That is just not my vibe over here, and that is not what I teach for you to do either. That is icky and sticky, and we operate in Consecration Academy, in my business, from a standpoint of love-based sales. That means treating people like humans and not treating them like numbers. And then the last one is outbound engagement. If you don't have the right followers, you need to be doing outbound engagement. Outbound engagement is engaging with people who don't know you. They don't know you exist, they do not follow you, and you probably do not follow them either. This is the same thing, same concept, but make sure that you're following them before you engage. Comment on their things, like their things, talk to them in their DMs, write them through their stories, get to know them as a person. They're not just another number, but you do want them to be your follower. I hope that this video has helped you and resonated with you on so many levels. This is my overall how to make sales from Instagram strategy. And if you need the step-by-step guides on what to post in your Instagram stories, or how to properly optimize, or how to do outbound and inbound engagement, I want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel. When you subscribe to this channel, you allow me to continue to bring educational videos day after day straight here to YouTube for you. Videos that are going to teach you how to increase your sales and make bigger bang for your money. But if you are looking for customized one-on-one support, one-on-one guidance, and one-on-one help, I want to encourage you to apply for Consecration Academy. Consecration Academy can be found down below. The link for it can be found down below in the description, where you can learn everything about what it is that we do in Consecration Academy and how I can help you walk step by step in your business to make more sales. I will see you in the next episode.